Everyone, my name is Diva Calista from Home Group 3. For this week's presentations, we're going to talk about the poor air quality of the Jakarta. So the table of content for this week is first the air quality in Jakarta, the transportation which results in air pollution, the population growth on environment, the sound pollution, the dirty environmental impact and waste pollution, mitigation and air pollution and health problem. How bad is the Jakarta's air? So from the results on the visual app on June 4, 2019, the air pollution in Indonesia's capital has become so bad that Jakarta regularly topped real-time charts of the world's most polluted cities. Over the past month, Jakarta's scores have at times outstripped cities like Delhi, Beijing, and Dubai. So on this app, as you can see, the air quality index or RQI, uh, hitting to 231 point. Uh, on the other hand, on Sydney, averaged an IQI of just 15 on the same day. So the Indonesian capital recorded the worst air pollution in Southeast Asia last year, and Greenpeace said in March that Jakarta threatens to overtake China's capital of Beijing. The index is based on the amount of particulate matter in the air of fewer than 2.5 micrometers. And then next, these are the major sources of pollution in wet season and in dry season. Most of them is from the vehicle exhaust, coal combustion, open burning, sea salt, secondary aerosol, and etc. So the transportation. Why is the air so filthy? A large percentage of the air pollution in Jakarta comes from cars and motorcycles. According to estimates from the Jakarta government, there are approximately 3.5 million cars and 14 million motorcycles in the Indonesian capital. And the number of petrol guzzling vehicles hitting the streets of Jakarta increases by 8 or 9% each year. So with its population more than 10 million people, it's known to struggle with traffic congestion, which costs the economy an estimated 100 trillion rupiah annually. So the vehicle exhaust is coming from so many things. For example, the BBM motorized vehicle, it can be cars, motorcycle, the heavy duty vehicle, it can be buses and trucks, also paved road dust and etc. The solution to the transportation pollution, the first thing is the electric car, electric bus, electric truck, and environmentally friendly vehicle. All electric vehicles produce zero direct emission, which specifically helps improve air quality in urban areas. For the electric bus and truck, it could eliminate tailpipe pollution entirely and increase the renewable electricity. Producing the electricity to power electric vehicle can generate emission, but those emissions levels are far lower than the pollution emitted by conventional vehicle and could be even lower as the electric power sector cleans up over the next few decades. As in for the electric trucks and buses, uh, in addition to emitting no harmful tailpipe pollution, electric trucks and buses have significantly lower global warming emission than vehicles powered by fossil fuels. The next, the population growth on environment. So here's are the world population growth. Based on the graph, it can be seen that the graph of the increase in the world population is getting higher now. This can have many adverse effects on the region and its environment. Here are the world population map. So the Jakarta population growth, as you can see, it keeps increasing and increasing each year. So the solution to overpopulation, it can be the empower women, promote family planning, make education entertaining, government incentive or one child legislation. The impact of human activity on the environment could be consumption of resources such as land, food waste, air, fossils, and minerals, waste product as a result of consumption such as air and water pollutant, toxic materials, and greenhouse gases. So the population and environmental issues. More people require more resources, which means as the population increases, the Earth's resources deplete more rapidly. The result of this depletion is deforestation and loss of biodiversity as humans strip the Earth of the resource to accommodate rising population number. Population growth also results in increased greenhouse gases, mostly from the carbon dioxide emission. For visualization, during the same 20th century that saw fourfold population growth, carbon dioxide emission increase 12-fold. As the greenhouse gases increase, so do climate patterns, ultimately resulting in the long-term pattern called climate change. So the air pollution impact, inhibition of plant to carry out photosynthesis resulting in circulation less healthy air, acid rain damage ozone layer, global warming endangers the health of humans, animals, and plants.
Okay, so next is about sound or noise pollution. Noise pollution, a new threat to public health. Noise pollution is defined as regular exposure to high level of noise which can cause adverse effects on human or other living organisms. According to the World Health Organization, sound levels less than 70 dB do not harm living organisms regardless of how long or consistent exposure is. However, exposure for more than 8 hours to constant noise about 85 dB can be dangerous and bad for health. There are some types of noise pollution. First is street traffic sounds from cars, buses, pedestrian, ambulance, and others. Then construction sounds such as drilling and heavy machinery operation. Then noises at the airport, such as persistent announcements about air traffic, plane taking off or landing. Sound at work often occurs in office with open space. Then constant loud music coming from commercial place or shopping malls. Then sound of industrial activities such as fans, generators, compressors, factories, train station traffic sounds, then sounds of household activities such as television, music, computers, vacuum cleaners, fans, refrigerators, washing machine, dishwasher, lawnmowers, and others. And finally, even noises involving fireworks, firecrackers, loudspeaker, and more. There are health problems caused by noise pollution, such as hypertension, hearing loss, sleep disturbance, child development, various cardiovascular dysfunctions, and finally, the psychological dysfunction and noise disorder. Okay, so next is about dirty environmental impact and waste pollution. Dirty environmental and waste pollution and impact of poor man. Garbage pollution is known to cause an increase in various kinds of gastrointestinal infection. This is due to the presence of garbage that has accumulated without being disposed of in an appropriate place. Another impact that we should have prevent in respiratory problems. Garbage is burned can endanger the environment and the health of the people who live in it. Good waste management is undoubtedly one of the important key in maintaining environmental health. There are bad impact environmental and waste pollution to the environment. It can be like dirty environment and garbage pollution can have a bad impact both on human and on the environment. Then water pollution can occur when garbage is dumped into rivers instead of trash cans, and this often occurs in areas that are not accessible to waste cleaning teams. and garbage that is burned in the yard of the house, especially inorganic waste, can damage the environment if it is done continuously.
Disaster mitigation is a series of attempts to reduce the disaster risk, either through physical development or as well as awareness and enhancement the ability on facing the threat of the disaster. According to Executive Director of Living Environment Facility of Jakarta, first step is making an air pollutant control plan, second is monitoring the source of the disaster, and third is the limitation of the pollutant sources. And one of the source of air pollution is the industrial activities. On disaster management, the government make a policy about regulation number 40 of 1999 concerning the air pollution control. And also they make a policy about renewable energy, which they will proceed to reduce the basic materials or energy that will pollute this environment and starting to use the renewable energy such as solar cell or etc. And increasing the urban green space area in Jakarta, also pressing and monitoring industrial activities according to the government policy. The government must regularly monitor industrial activities by imposing sanctions on industry that violate the policy. And apart from that, community must behave better and wiser in interacting with the environment. So that's why there are 5 things that the residents can do on doing the mitigation. First is use friendly public transportation or plan anti-pollutant plants. Also avoid burning litter because it could release the carbon dioxide into the air. Fourth is do urban farming and reducing pollution by doing vehicle emission tests on workshops that already have test equipment and use of masks. Health problems caused by the air pollution are being considered on the long term and the short term. For the long term disease, people may have lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, cardiovascular problems, or even disorder of pregnancy. And for the short-term disease, some of them may occur upper respiratory tract infection, asthma, pneumonia, or even bronchopneumonia.
So that it's from our group. Thank you for watching.